Hey friends, hello everyone. So I wanted to try to do a live, and what this live is going to be about is it is about doing a low buy use up challenge in 2025. So first of all, why would you want to do this type of challenge? I have 3 reasons I would love to share with you. And then we'll kind of go over a couple of different things. We'll go over planning your low buy year, strategies for success, the emotional side of spending, and the benefits of a low buy year, challenges and how to overcome them, and then just tips for staying motivated. So let's start with myself, my personal reasons for doing a low buy year. So I have 3 reasons, and your why is really important. So, first reason is financial. So I have financial goals. I want to save a shit ton of money this year. So lots of savings. I have decluttering goals. So I want to eliminate bringing so much into the house, doing the, one in, like, two out rule. I just want to eliminate bringing in a lot of stuff. The third goal is for sustainability reasons. I just uh, want less. So it's the whole supply and demand. I want less, so there's less supply needing to be made, and I want to be able to contribute to that. So basically, how do you plan a low buy or no buy year? So you define the rules. This is your low buy year. I'm not going to be very prescriptive about how you should define the rules, but I will tell you a few things that you can do. You can set a budget. You can set priorities, needs versus wants. You can also just figure out tips for kind of assessing spending habits before you start spending. The other thing that's really great is to create a list of exceptions. So, for example, groceries are obviously an exception, essential repairs, emergencies. So, that could be a vet emergency, a personal, medical emergency, um, a roof repair, like stuff like that. Those are emergencies that you kind of have to take care of. Okay. So those are all things that are fine. But it's basically essentials: groceries, gas, um, like food, shelter, water. Those are the main things that you can pay for. Everything else would be considered low buy. So the way I'm going to do my low buy starting in February is I am going to allow myself a certain dollar amount per month. Some people do a certain number of items, but I find doing a certain dollar amount per month is actually easier for me. So for me, I'm just going to say $200 or $100 or $150 per month is my low buy. That's what I'm allowed to spend on things that are non-essentials. Again, food, shelter, water. So my husband will be very happy about that. So let's talk about strategies for success. So number one, it is very important to track your expenses and review your monthly progress as you go, like the end of each month. The other thing that's important is to think about alternatives to buying and possibly borrowing or DIY something or using what you already own. So that's why I like to call it the low buy use up challenge. And I'll talk about using up. Um, and then the other thing is like handling triggers like sales and ads and peer pressure, and also finding free or low cost entertainment options. So let's talk about triggers and peer pressure and ads. I mean, it's just bombarding us left, right, and center. Get off of all the mailing lists, like actually unsubscribe. So I spent hours over the holiday unsubscribing. Like I'm talking like 4 hours, I think, just going through and unsubscribing to so many different things. I went through my PayPal and I unsubscribed to something that I may have purchased in the past. And if you buy something through PayPal, you will sometimes continue to get ads or emails. So I went and I deleted a bunch of stuff in PayPal. One thing I find that's great for a low buy year is to also do a use up challenge at the same time. So, like, eat your way through your pantry, eat your way through your refrigerator. Use things up, like use up every single toiletry you have before you purchase a new one. And I know you have some with like a little bit left in the bottle, what have you. Just start using stuff up before you're buying something new. So that is key, and that is extremely helpful. It's an excellent segue to getting into low buy. Now, let's talk about the emotional side of spending. So, you have to recognize your emotional spending habits and learn how to replace them with healthier habits or hobbies. So, number one, practicing gratitude for what you already have. As cliche as this may sound, practicing gratitude is super helpful when you're trying to do a low buy year. So one thing I will say too is, start a new hobby. So I'm finally actually I did make a purchase for a very good Spanish learning language thing that I'm going to start in February. And so that's kind of takes place of getting triggers or having things happen where you're like just all of a sudden on your phone scrolling through Amazon or whatever sales, or an email you just received with 50% off sale, that kind of thing. So I'm going to use up some of my time learning Spanish. I really, really want to learn Spanish. I keep saying it every year. I've never purchased a Spanish program, and I finally did, and I'm going to get my money's worth by actually learning Spanish. So, and excuse I'm still having some breathing issues anyway. So what about replacing your shopping habits with other hobbies? So I'm going to do Spanish. Maybe you want to take up running. Maybe you want to take up a music instrument. Maybe you want to take up art or any number of things. Maybe you want to read more. These are all great hobbies that will take place of scrolling and spending. So let's talk about the benefits of a low buy year. The reason I want to do it is the financial savings. So if you think about just frivolous spending and you add up all the frivolous spending and the extra things we buy every month, I guarantee you're going to be looking at anywhere from $200 to $500. So that is my number one thing, is savings. So I just want to save more. And I recommend using Stash, which is an amazing kind of like a Fidelity or an Acorns, and you automatically direct your money into high yield savings accounts or into some funds like, the Vanguard or Standard and Poor's or things like that, Dow Jones, any of that stuff. So that's better than spending. Even if you're just doing $10 a week, $20 a week, whatever you can afford to. Okay, so that's always helpful, and it does add up, and you would be surprised in a year how much money you have. The other thing is the environmental impact, reducing waste and supporting kind of sustainability measures. What I would like to do is I feel like, like, for example, like, let's just take, something, oops, my mouse just messed up. Okay, let's take something like a mouse. How much does it actually, when you think about the cost of goods, how much does it cost for this mouse to be created, for the materials that were used to make this, and then wherever it was made, most likely made in China, and then it's like shipped, in a tugboat or whatever those barge or whatever, those boats, all the way from China, all the way to the US. Then it travels, to Amazon, and then they get on a truck and the Amazon person brings it. It's like there's a lot of cost to these things, even though they're cheap. There's a lot of environmental impact. So part of a low buy year is reducing environmental impact and giving our beautiful Mother Earth a little bit of a break. And if I can do that personally, just my little household, my little corner here in Hercules, and then imagine if hundreds of you did that as well, like it would make a difference. And it does make a difference. So don't think that you doing one thing is not going to make a difference. It is. Like if you start using metal straws, and always have a straw with you and never get straws again from a restaurant or from Pete's or Starbucks, you will make a difference. You will actually make a difference. Okay. So please, anything that you do is going to make a difference. I promise you that. And you should be proud of yourself. The other thing with a low buy year and just not bringing in more goods into the home is having less stuff does increase mental clarity. It increases peace and calm in your home. So just think about that. I go into a lot of homes that are just full of stuff, and I mean full. And my clients go through a transformation, and it's pretty amazing and life-changing. And I think if you're not someone that has a ton of stuff in your house, just maintenance is key in keeping like clutter creep from getting into your home. So how would you deal with challenges and things like that? Things like that. So dealing with setbacks, slip ups, things like that. Have grace with yourself. We all make mistakes. If you end up buying somebody, let's say you use a monetary number instead of a number of items. So let's say your monetary number is you can't spend more than $100 on non-essentials. Let's say you spend 150. Well, you know what? It's okay. Be kind to yourself and just know that next month, maybe instead of 100, you allow yourself 50. So you're kind of making up for it. One thing you can also do that's not as easy but can be fun is if you have a set number of purchases or things you know you need, just buy them all at the front end. So buy them in January. And then if you have willpower, you can say no more for the rest of the year. I bought all what I thought were my essentials or my non-essentials. I purchased them all at the beginning of the year, and I'm going to really lay low for the rest of the year. That's another way to do it. Communicate your goals to friends and family. Just let people know what you're doing so that you can manage any like pressures from the outside or FOMO, which I actually have JOMO. I have the joy of missing out. I must be becoming like a real hermit, love being at home, just doing my own projects. I know not everyone's like that, and that's okay. But, fear of missing out, maybe figure out a way to alleviate that fear a little bit for yourself. And for me, it's like the big goal is like the monetary savings at the end of a year. You will see that it's going to add up to a lot. Okay. So another tip for staying motivated is just celebrate your small wins, celebrate your milestones. So let's say you have a monetary goal of saving. So you're reverting your funds from spending into savings. So celebrate that goal every month and make sure you get a high yield savings account where, your money can go to work for you a little bit. You can create a little bit of passive income. The other thing you can do is just do this with a friend or a local community or like a group of people who are doing this. The other thing that's helpful is to keep a journal and just reflect on your progress. So let's go ahead and again review my 3 reasons for doing a low buy year. I want to save money. I want to bring less into my household. So I'm not consistently having to do the worry about clutter creep or, one item in, two out. No, I actually want no items in or less items in and continue to put items out. Um, and the last thing is sustainability, just helping our Mother Earth heal and get better from all of the consumerism and the things that we've done to create so much pollution and mess and problem for our beautiful oceans, and the ecosystem in our oceans are getting ruined. Like, there's so much stuff going on, deforestation, like there's just a lot. So those are my big three whys. And why don't you think about your big why and really like put that at the forefront and make this a great low buy, use up year, and go through your house. I'm telling you, it feels so good to go through your pantry of dried goods, of soups, of beans, bring it back down to zero. And then when you shop, you're shopping fresh. Like, I actually kind of grosses me out when you think about like this food, like let's just say, for example, like I was with a client recently. It's like the food has been in the can for like 4 years. Okay. That's kind of semi gross in a way when you think about it. But anyway, I know canned goods have their purpose. But anyway, please share thoughts or experiences below. I'm laughing because there go my dogs. So yes, please share your thoughts and experiences below if you would like to. Let me know what your plans are. If you are going to do a low buy year, I'm actually thinking I'm going to start. It is January 20th, so I am going to start in February. And we have already purchased some stuff this year. We had to get a lawnmower. My frothing machine for making really good steamed milk and what have you broke, like completely broke. So I had to e-waste that and buy a new one. So stuff like that. But again, you can set yourself a limit in the number of items, or you can set yourself a dollar limit. But I encourage all of you, please, please, please do a low buy use up year this year and let me know how things go. And if you would like to, if you need some motivation or want to chat, please do send me a message and I would love to chat. And if you put a message in the comment, I will look below and I will look for those. Thank you so much, everyone. This was kind of a fun live stream. And even though I don't think anyone joined, but that's okay. You can comment below later. Thank you. Have a good night, everyone. Bye-bye. And good luck to you.